Welcome back to 4F Beauty. Now, as you can see, the look that I've gone for today is a really vibrant red with a nice glossy mauve or mauve lip, as the Americans would say. So, if you want to find out just how I achieved this and which products I used, you are in just the right place. Don't go anywhere. You going to sing my song with me? Do you know it yet? When will I be YouTube famous? Well, I don't know about that, but I do know that right after this you're going to be able to find out how to create this look. So don't go anywhere. Hey, welcome back from the intro. Right, today's kind of a get ready with me, really. And I don't know if you've seen my Avon video yet, but I was so impressed with the sample that I actually went online and ordered myself a bottle of the foundation in shade Light Ivory. And I thought while I was there I'd pick up one of their foundation brushes as well. As you can see, face is freshly washed and moisturised, and I have actually already put my what I use as my primer on. I use this, which you can get from Amazon for about a tenner, because those of you who've watched any of my videos know that chronic pain and medication side effects for the chronic pain leave me with quite a sweaty face. And just to show you, look, this is definitely brand new, I've not used it before. Oh, it's got one of those twisty. You got, that's good. They're great for travel. So put that much on. Got the twist one, so you can't then accidentally depress it. So if the lid comes off when you're travelling, hopefully you shouldn't end up with foundation all over your makeup bag. Right, I'm going to zoom you in a wee bit. How's your day been so far? Good, I hope. We had fun and games yesterday. I'm sitting in the front room. Hubby's about to get in the shower. All of a sudden, I hear what sounds like torrential downpour outside. I'm like, that's funny. Won't forecast any rain for today. I wonder what's going on there then. And looked out, and in our house the cold water comes in and goes to a tank in the loft, and then from there feeds down to the rest of the house, kind of thing. You know, it feeds into the hot water tank because we don't have immersion here. We've got a back boiler behind the fire. And it had been dripping about a month ago. And we had a plumber come out, and it was the valve had gone. So the stopcock wasn't cutting off the infill. I don't know how well. I don't know whether you know how these tanks work. It's very similar to the cistern in your loo. Now, the water comes in, and then you've got this big plastic ball on an arm that floats, and once it gets to a certain point it stops the water from coming in. It wasn't actually stopping the water from coming in, but it was only sort of like dripping about a month ago. So I mean, I've got cover with British Gas on their Home Care 400 thing. Recommend that to absolutely everyone because it is an absolute lifesaver. You pay out a bit each month, but then when something like this goes wrong, you don't suddenly have the worry about, oh my god, have I got enough money to pay for a plumber? Or whatever might be needed, because I've got my electrics covered with mine as well. Anyway, this chappie had come out back in February and fitted a new valve for us because the valve had gone. That was fine. So I couldn't quite work out why I'd got what was the equivalent of a fireman's hose on full blast gushing out of my overflow pipe from the loft. And what was worrying me was the entire circumference of the pipe was full. There was no trickle or anything. It was absolute full blast, and I'm like, oh blimey! If it's going like that, there's a risk of it actually overflowing in the loft. So straight away, it was a case of shout the husband, "Don't get in the shower yet, babe. I need you to turn the water off because I physically can't twist round and get into the cupboard under the stairs to the stopcock." So it's fortunate actually that his days off were different this week, because normally he would have been at work by then. I'm just using a face wipe to clean this brush. You know I always clean my brushes with creams if I've used creams and liquids, because it means I can use it again tomorrow if I want to and the bristles won't be too stiff. It prolongs the life of the brush and makes your deep clean easier. I wasn't really going to say all that on a get ready with me, but I'm just mumbling away as I always do. I'm sure you're used to me doing that by now. Yeah, so hubby sort of, got under the stairs and everything and turned it all off. And called British Gas out and they sent someone out, and apparently the washer on the new valve had disintegrated in just over a month, which apparently is very rare. Right, I can't be one of these ones that beats the odds and wins the lottery. I have a blooming valve that goes instead, a washer which should have lasted years, lasted a month. So yeah, that was all fun and games. Fortunately though, British Gas are really good. The plumber was out within, certainly within the hour. Now whether it's because they've got me listed as disabled or whether it's because I said to them, look, I've had to turn the water off, so obviously I can't use the loo or anything. But they were really, really good and they got someone out within an hour. Funny enough, it was the same plumber. And husband opened the door and the plumber went, "I was only here a little while ago." Chris went, "Yeah, you should have seen it about 5 minutes ago, mate." So, fingers crossed, this washer will last a bit longer than the last one did. I never use an eyelid primer unless I'm putting loose glitter on, in which case I'll use a glitter glue when I get to that point. But I'm not a fan of loose glitter because if I'm wearing my contacts instead of my glasses, I can't risk getting glitter under my contact lens. I've had that happen before and that is so painful. And then your eye starts streaming, and then before you know it, you're looking like Alice Cooper from the 70s about to do Schools Out, even if you have got waterproof mascara on. And those of you under the age of 40 probably haven't got a clue what I'm talking about. Thinking, who's this Alice woman then? I'm just going to set it now with this lace powder from Makeup Rev. Speaking of which, I've noticed that Tam Beauty, which was the umbrella company, is now Revolution Makeup. So they've actually renamed the whole umbrella company. And it looks like they are phasing Freedom out, because a lot of the Superdrug stores are, they're not restocking the stuff of Freedom when it goes out of stock, and a lot of the Freedom stuff on the, well, it was the TAM website, I'm guessing it will now be Revolution website. A lot of the Freedom stuff on there is really cheap. That's where I picked up that bronzer and blush, really, really cheap. So I'm just using my fluffy brush to set that, and then to try and help my nose hold on to foundation. Although this foundation did super well. I don't know if you've seen my foundation review of this, but it really did cope remarkably well. And at the moment, that's half price, that's £6. if I remember, I'll put a link to the video and also the link that you need to go through to buy that. If you're quick, you might be lucky, it might still be £6. But even if it has gone back up to 12, I would still pay that for it. It really is good. Sorry if you can hear my phone going nuts. It's one of those, you know, when you have like a group message and then you get like 60 million, it's like exaggeration, messages all coming through all at once. I might actually mute my phone because that is really going to bug me if it hasn't already started bugging you. And then big fluffy brush just to set the rest of my face. Yeah, so it was quite interesting having what my husband hilariously described as a water feature at the front of our house yesterday. Yesterday was meant to be, because normally he has Sundays, Mondays off, but this week he had Wednesday, Thursday, because he had to work last Sunday. And Thursday was meant to be. Wednesday we did all the sort of like boring stuff, like the food shopping and, you know, all that sort of nonsense you have to do. And we went out for a lovely meal, which was nice. Hubby took me out for a meal and had a nice steak. Steak. So Thursday was meant to be just a nice chill out day. Watching some stuff on the telly, you know, clearing off some films and stuff that we'd recorded on the Skybox, or yeah, turned into something a little bit different. So, deep joy. As I mentioned, the Freedom, I'm going to use both of those, the bronzer and the blush. These do kick up quite a bit of powder though, so be careful when you're using them. But they were really lovely, and it just reminds me of the Too Faced ones, you know, with the old leopard print design. And let's face it, if makeup can be pretty as well as effective and practical, then who doesn't want it? Sorry, I keep losing my voice today. Yeah, the look that I'm going to be doing today, I don't know if you've been following my Instagram, but I put a look up, I think it was Tuesday I put it up, where I'd done a striking red eyeshadow look, and I hadn't filmed it because, to be quite honest, I didn't have time to muck about that morning. I just had to put my makeup on and get out the door, because I was getting my nails done. So I had a lot of people say, "Oh my god, I really hope you filmed this," and I was like, nope. So okay, it had enough feedback, not just on YouTube, but also friends of mine that were like, "Oh, please tell me you recorded that red look. I really want to try and do that next time I go out." And I'm like, okay. I wasn't going to record any red looks until I got the blood sugar palette from Jeffrey. Well, I say from Jeffrey, by Jeffrey. I'm not on his PR list, I wish. Just get you in a wee bit while I do my brows so you can just see what I'm doing. Yeah, it should be coming to Beautylish in the next couple of days. And where I'm on a very fixed income, I need to take advantage of the pay by instalments. So I've been very patiently or impatiently waiting for it to come to Beautylish, and it's coming, I think it's either tomorrow or Monday. But they're going to be getting it. I've seen 2 different dates so far, one saying Monday and one saying Saturday, so we shall see. But I thought, I won't do any red looks because I know once I get that blood sugar palette I'm going to want to do a lot of different looks with it. I always do when I get a new Jeffrey palette. I love his shadow formula. That's why I hadn't recorded this red look, but it was so popular that I thought, okay, if people want to see it, then I'll. Oh God, what is the matter with me this morning? Do you ever get mornings when your hand refuses to do what you want it to? Yeah, that's me this morning. Apparently, that is meant to be up here. Oh, the joys of fibro. Oh, if you don't know what fibro is, it's fibromyalgia, which basically means pretty much every single muscle in your body hurts. I think the best description I've heard of it is arthritis of the muscles, which is a really, really good descriptive term. Let's just this I'm using Ready Set Brow for benefit. As always, you can use just clear mascara, or you can put hairspray on a spoolie. The whole point of Get Ready's with me is that I don't really witter on too much about what I'm using, I just do it. Although I will talk you through the eye look. I'm going to be using Jeffrey's Androgyny palette, and this I actually got from Wish, this faux era, and it's shade Rose, which you'd normally think was pink, but this is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful red, as you can see. Very similar in consistency to the Colourpop Super Shock shadows, but not as soft and squidgy as the reworked Flawless Foils by Makeup Rev, as you will see when I start to use it. So, starting off with a nice fluffy brush. You know, shadows always blend better on shadows from the same palette. So, I'm going to go into Safe Word initially. And a quick tip for you, if you're as pale as me and as cool toned as me, Safe Word is actually your perfect contour colour. I don't tend to contour because my cheekbones are quite high anyway, and a lot of the contours powders that you can buy are too warm toned, or if they are cool toned enough, they're too grey and they end up looking grubby and dirty if you're not too careful. So I tend to just bronze and blush rather than contour. I will do a little mini tutorial explaining the difference between the two, because I have been asked for that as well. But the next mini tutorial that I need to do is the false lash one, and that needs to be a day when my fibro is not playing up, otherwise I will not be able to get those lashes on. My hands will be trembling too much. And whilst sometimes a hand tremble can be helpful when you're blending, it's not so helpful when you're trying to put an eyelash on without poking yourself in the eyeball. I really have gone husky, haven't I? Sorry, folks. So much for my nice voice that people keep talking about. It's gone a little bit bizarre today. Let's see if having a drink will help. Right, now I'm going to go into Androgyny. I've used my colour switch to take all of Safe Word off with the brush. And I'm now going into Androgyny, and I'm going to repeat. I'm pretty much going to cover up Safe Word, but because Androgyny is that much of a bolder colour, a bright, well, not necessarily brighter, but more impactful, more of a contrast to my own skin colour, I just find that it goes on smoother and blends out easier if I blend it over Safe Word. So though you don't really see Safe Word once this is done, it's done its job by making androgyny blend out nicely without too much skipping and gapping. This is a very bold look that I'm doing today. Not everyone is going to want to do this, but when teamed with, I mean, you can tone it right down by doing a nude lip. I originally paired it with a mauve gloss or mauve gloss because my lips were particularly dry that day. So I lip scrubbed them, lip salved them, and stuck some gloss on rather than a lippy. I mean, you can use a nude lipstick or a nude gloss or a pale pink gloss if you wanted to, you know, really tone the look down by just having the really strong eyes and then very, very nude elsewhere. You can do that. But I like teaming it with the mauve because I just think the two colours work so well together and they complement each other nicely. I'm just taking all the colour off of that brush now, so I'm not adding any more colour. I'm just going to gently buff over and just make sure that's all blended out and buffed out nicely. Without any gaps or bits where my skin might have folded over and left me a nice line, like here for example. And give that a bit of an extra bit of buffing. There we go. Right, now I'm going to get my pencil brush and I'm going to go into Fetish, which is the red in the palette. And I'm just going to lay the colour down where I want to blend it out from. So I'm going to go about a third of the way along the bottom lid there. And then getting a slightly smaller fluffy brush and dipping just the very tip of the bristles. I don't know if you can see that. Just the very tip of the bristles in the red. Pop that in the corner. Initially I'm going to waggle backwards and forwards across that line because you know we waggle on the top lid and wiggle on the bottom one. I'm gently going to waggle backwards and forwards there. And then I'm going to do my little circular motions to blend it out a little bit, but I'm not going to take it up as high as I did the first two. So just adding a bit of definition and then gently buff that outside corner there. Don't worry if you get fallout, it will sweep away. But Jeffrey, I mean, providing you've sort of like knocked the excess off your brush, you shouldn't get a great deal of fallout from these. They do kick up a wee bit in the pan, but so long as you dust your brush off, you don't get a huge amount on your face. You watch, I'm going to get a crap ton on my face now, aren't I? Now I've said that. Sod's law. I like playing with colours with makeup. I used to love art when I was at school. Just the freedom of having a blank piece of paper and being able to create something on it. And that's what your face is. It's a blank canvas. It's there for you to create on, you know. That's how I view makeup. I mean, for a long time, I very rarely used to wear makeup. You know, in terms of makeup for work, it was concealer on the dark circles, a little bit of powder, clear mascara, and lip salve, tinted lip salve, and that was me done in terms of makeup for work. And then I got promoted and we had a new boss come in, and she made very pointed references about the fact that I wasn't wearing much makeup. So I made the point of coming in full makeup one day. And then she didn't like it because I had bright red lipstick in the office. I'm like, well, that's your choices. I do two styles of makeup. I do my supernatural for work, and then I do my bright for going out. So you decide which one you want to see. Nobody really liked her very much. She wasn't popular at all. Right, going into this flat brush. And no, I'm not going to say which the company was or who she is. I'm not that daft. Just going to go into Fetish, that nice red again. Now I know normally I do a contrasting colour. I'm just going to wiggle this under the bottom lashes here, right up under there. I know I normally do a contrasting colour for the bottom, but because this is such a striking look, I wanted to just echo the colours that I've used on the top lid. To give a more seamless finish. So I take it about just over 2/3 of the way along with this nice flat brush. And then I've got this brush, which I'm just going to dip the very tip of the bristles. I don't know if you can even see that, can you? Into androgyny. And gently buff and wiggle it backwards and forwards across that bottom line there. Just to buff that colour out a little bit. Whoa! Okay. What was that I was saying about fallout and having a moment to myself? That's what happens when you don't tap your brush off properly. I'll sort that out later with a bit of concealer. Now I'm going to go into this. Actually, I could show you how I'm going to tidy that up, couldn't I? In case you do the same thing. Using, this is my flat brush that I use to do my concealer with. It's actually a flat foundation brush. I'm just going to put some concealer, some thicker concealer, so I'm using the Makeup Rev Conceal and Define, which I'm nearly out of actually. I've used it so much. I'm just going to dot that and then take any excess off of that brush and very gently pat it. Once you got it to that stage, and then flip over to the wider brush. Just to blend that out a wee bit more. Clean the brush off. And then get the fluffy brush that I used to set my eye makeup in the first place. And just dust a bit of translucent powder over that. set it. You can also dust a wee bit more over this side if you want, if you've dusted fallout away, just to help brighten it a little bit. It's not essential, but if I powder one side, I have to powder the other. I'm funny like that. Right, so using this brush that we use with the androgyny, I'm now going to go into this faux era. You must make sure that you can see, like, it's a proper cream. So you must make sure that you close the lid properly, otherwise it will dry up and dry out and be absolutely no use to you. So you can see I've coated quite a bit on there. Now I'm just going to pack this onto the 2/3 of the eyelid. I haven't got any colour on it yet. If you get fallout from this, dust it off straight away, because being a cream, it's more likely to stain. I'm just going to use some fixing spray on the brush. Just to help smooth it over. So you can see it gives you a really dramatic look, really nice and bold. And I'm just going to repeat exactly the same thing on this eye. But it's easier because I can actually close this eye, because this is the one that I'm blind in, so if I close my other eye, not a lot of makeup's going to get done. Like I said, these are very similar to the Colourpop Super Shock shadows. But they're a lot cheaper. I think the Colourpop ones are $5 each, and then obviously if you spend more than $18 or 15 quid, you get clobbered with tax on arrival, and you've got about $10 worth of shipping fees from Colourpop. Whereas this was £2 with free postage off of Wish. So, but quick disclaimer here: if you are buying makeup from Wish or Cute or Geek or any of those apps, or Alibaba or AliExpress, when the makeup arrives, put some on the inner corner of your elbow, and make sure you and also on like the inside of your wrist, and leave it on there for at least 12 hours to see if you're going to develop a reaction to it. Because whilst the majority, I mean, everything I've bought from Wish has been absolutely fine. Everything I bought from AliExpress has been absolutely fine. They might have had crap pigment, but they've not burnt my eyes or anything. But obviously, you can't always be sure that. I mean, there's literally no ingredients at all listed on this, so you've got no real guarantee of what is in any of the makeup. So always test it for 24 hours or 12 hours on your own skin. And give it a couple of days to see if you're going to develop a reaction to it before you put it on your face. That's why, so far, I've only bought the one colour of this, because I wanted to make sure I wasn't going to have a reaction to it before I went and bought all the other colours. Now, although this looks cut creasy, we're not actually doing a cut crease. I'm just going to gently blend where the colours meet. Nothing on this brush, I'm literally just gently buffing the edges and blending that red out a little bit. Right, now I'm going to attempt, wish me luck, to do my lashes while you watch me. Which means I'm going to need my Jeffrey mirror. Now if I rest my elbow there, can I tilt you down a little bit? There we go. Right, now hopefully I shouldn't disappear off screen. She said disappearing off screen. Don't expect much talking when I do this. I have done a mini tutorial on this as well, where I try and talk you through what I'm doing while I'm doing it. But I mean, you can see what I'm doing here, I hope. This side's so much easier to do because obviously I can close it. If you're wondering why I'm not going right into the corner of my eye with this, it's because I'm not 22 anymore. And if I go right into the corner with it, all of those lovely little creasy lines here, it decides it's going to run up those and give me lovely vertical black lines on my nice eyelid. Look that I've just done. Okay. As you can see, really not that difficult to do. Just going to grab a cotton pad and Ugh, mascara will cover it, it'll be fine. Right, I'm going to go in with the Tarte Lights Camera Splashes, which, as you can see from the anchor and the fact it says splashes not lashes, this is their waterproof one. Now, if you do your bottom set of lashes first, you're less likely to then get transference on the top set when you do those. Now, because I'm not going to be putting false lashes on with this because it's daytime, I don't really want one, thank you. Just going to coat the top of the lashes. And then the easiest way, I can tilt it back up a little bit now, can't I? There we go. The easiest way to put mascara on is to wiggle the brush into the base of your lashes and then gently blink through the brush. It's a great tip if you're putting mascara on somebody else as well. So wiggle it into the bottom of the lashes and gently blink through. And then today, because I've gone for quite a bold look, I'm going to put a second coat on. I normally just do the one coat for daytime. But just going to add a wee bit more because why not? Right, let's zoom you back out again. And I do have a new lippy to try, which is this Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink. I've not tried these before. I have absolutely no idea if I'm going to like it. And rather helpfully, they don't appear to have a shade name. Oh yes they do, it's on the lid again. God, I'm an idiot. Visionary. So, okay, it's a teardrop doe foot. So let's zoom you in. Do the inside of the bottom lid first, then use the side of the applicator to line the outside of the bottom lip. And then for the top lid, it's the 45 rule, so hold it up straight and then go 45-degree angle. Cupid's bow, outside of the lip, back to centre, 45 the other way, and repeat. You now got a lovely M. So now you turn your doe foot upside down and you go from the corner of your mouth to the lines you've just made. And yes, I slightly overline because my top lip is thinner than my bottom one. and then just fill in the rest of the lip. There we go. Right, I am going to zoom you back out again. Now, which highlighter shall I use today? Actually, at the moment it is super hot in my kitchen again. Not quite sure what's going on. So excuse me just for 1 second while I do a Peter Mon. I hope this lipstick dries down a bit more than this, because that is super sticky at the moment. Which, as you know, I'm not a huge fan of super sticky lipsticks unless they're a gloss, and even then I don't like them too sticky. Right, I think I'm going to go in with the second Manny collab that Jeffrey did. Let's just zoom you in. Oh no, wrong way. Let's zoom you in quickly. Get a little brush and do the inner tear duct. Brow bone. It's not a rabid cat. It's my phone alarm reminding me it's time to take some tablets. As I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted, brow bone. A little bit on the top lip there. I know I normally do my highlight before I do my lips, but I do sometimes change around the order that I do things. I do love these Jeffree Skin Frosts. They leave your skin just looking wet. You really do get fantastic payoff from them. Right. Now it's time to liberally douse with setting spray. You can stop there if you like. I'm going to continue. Because, I'm sure you can say it with me by now, I like my makeup to stay put. Right, don't go anywhere. I'm going to do something with this hair and I'll be right back. Hey, go, did something with it. Alright, this lipstick is still not drying down, so I'm going to chuck a little bit of this Makeup Rev Skinny Dip gloss over the top. The pretty much the same shade, to be honest, as you can see. But if my lips are going to be sticky, I'd rather they were shiny as well. That sounds so wrong in my head now I've said it. Anyway, there you go. That's my bright red eyeshadow look. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, perhaps you'd like to click that like button, hit subscribe, and if you do subscribe, don't forget to click the bell icon so that you can join my notification squad, and then you get told every time I upload a new video. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye for now.